Here I am, right here. Okay, everybody, listen. Listen. This is going to be a high-powered show for the Live with Lloyd family today. We are going to be available on the weekend of the 17th, 18th, and 19th in St. Louis. One of the persons I want to introduce you first is Neena Diamond. Hi, Neena Diamond. How are you? Can I hear you? Let me see.
Yes, I was expecting to be first. I was just waiting in the wings.
No, well, we know who the top person is up in this piece. Okay,
Uh-oh.
we give the props to it. Okay. Then next, I want to bring on somebody else that's very familiar. That is her beautiful daughter, Aquarius Maximus. How you doing?
Hi.
Okay, good, good. And of course, just bring all the ladies up first. Jacquii,
Hey, Lloyd. Hey, beautiful fam.
I like that haircut. I like
Oh,
that.
thank you. I had to negotiate this side part yesterday. It was a big commotion in the barbershop.
No, well, between you and Aquarius Maximus with the hair. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Got to switch it up.
Oh yeah. And of course, my main buddy, I would call him my partner in crime, but he's not really a partner in crime. But we've done some things though, short of scandalous. I will say that.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing? Well, let me tell you this: if you don't know, the feature of today's topic is the Circle of the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat that's taking place in New Orleans on August 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's going to be a massive display of massive people that you see right on this screen. And I don't even know who to start with. I mean, it's just so. Well, let me start. Jacquii, I'm going to start with you because you kind of like giving this direction and focus and organize and stuff like that, which is a true Taurian trait. So, what say you?
I say that we are excited that this is happening in New Orleans. This has been a labor of love that's been in the works for a long time. Even though it's happening now, we've been planning this for almost a year now. So it's great that it's fruition and we have these four amazing people working with me to do this, and we're coming together to ask you all to come out and be a part of this, because this 7 of parts year is all about learning the metaphysical sciences, and not just learning it but applying it to our daily lives. And so this is the time for us to come together. This is the time where the energy is ripe. Everybody's available. Spirits are high. The ancestors are working with us. Like, we saw what happened in Montgomery. So the ancestors are coming through. Like, if y'all don't get this learning and this healing, we're going to give you some lashes, right? So we ask that you come out, because it's going to be a good time. Besides having fun and being a part of the energy, it's also a time for us to charge each other. Like, we are crystals that need charging, and we need that and reinvigoration. A lot of us have been beat down because 7 is not an easy vibration to be under for a year. And so we just need to recharge each other, be in each other's presence, healing each other face to face. So it'll be great for everyone to come out. And we wish to share more information about that as we go through the program, but I'll stop here for now.
And let me say this too. When you said, and I have to agree with you, we're not just teaching theory. We're going to be teaching the theory and the practical application of how these things are done for your own betterment. So for all of you who come out, you will be the beneficiaries of 5 people, all experts in their respective fields. And you'll get the best of the best. I can't put it any more clear than that. You will get literally the best of the best. All right. Now, I think you have something kind of set up that you want to take us through, or also.
Oh, you're going to go through the rest of them and the rest of the folks and then come back to that?
Yeah. No. Yes. Let me do this. Neena, you there?
I'm here.
And
I'm telling you, this 6 of Diamonds week has been a week for me. I have a 6 of Diamonds son, right? It's a 6 of Diamonds week, and then it's a personal 6 of Diamonds week for me this week. So I've been chilling. I don't know. You know, the 6 of Diamonds definitely has that kind of energy. It's
retirement.
It's my soulmate card. It's my chill out card. So it takes me a minute to get up to speed. But I do hope that you guys are coming out. This is going to be everything that I see that's happening. And we're seeing a lot of things that are just happening, like the first time, in this time with all of these different things that are happening, these retrogrades and the changing of the nodes and stuff. And the energy in New Orleans is going to be perfect. The synchronicity of the conversation, and then you being able to take it back with you, because this is what we want you to do. We want you to use it. This is a time where we got to practice. You imagine you're at work, right? And you go to work tomorrow, which is a 3 of diamonds, and people are popping off at their mouth, and you're like, oh, I know what this energy is, and you go sit at your desk, right? Or the numbers of tomorrow, so you get a chance to see how people appear, and you know how to chill. You put yourself at the front of the class because management is looking at you. It's like you know how to navigate the energy field because you understand the metaphysics behind it, right?
That makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. Aquarius Maximus?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a 6 of diamonds week. 6 of diamonds is retirement, the card of retirement, slow energy. So it gets you excited, though. It kind of tricks you. It makes you feel like something is coming like really fast, but then you sit there and like, what happened? But the lesson with this card this week is patience. Like the best thing, I always tell people too, the 6 of diamonds is really about the best thing comes to those who wait. So if you wait and you're patient, then your big payout. This is like one of those things where they tell you your payouts in the back end. You know what I mean? And you're hoping to get something. You go to this meeting and you hope to get something on the front end, and they're like, well, if you just be patient, you'll get your money on the back end. So that's what the 6 of diamonds is about, because this is the card of karmic money, and karmic money has to be fairly distributed. So anytime you're talking about karmic, you're talking about elders, right? So if you imagine this is an older person that's over the money, distributing the money and making sure that everybody gets their fair share. So that means that's going to be slow. It's going to be methodical. There's going to be obstacles and all kind of stuff. So that's how you have to look at this energy. So 6 of diamonds is oftentimes not young people's most favorite card, but and as a matter of fact, it's funny because 6 of diamonds people, they move slow. They kind of they might walk a little slower. On a 6 of diamonds day, you might get stuck behind an elderly person driving very slow. Or if you go to the grocery store, I promise you, when you go on a 6 of diamonds day, though, this is 6 of diamonds week, so it's a little like that, but really on a day. You go on a 6 of diamonds day, go on to Walmart and you're going to see a bunch of elderly people. They're going to be online. Back in the day, they would be writing checks, whatever they could do to slow up the whole entire process. That's what's going to happen. It never fails on the 6 of diamonds day. So it makes people, kind of a little bit angry and irate and stuff like that because they're in a rush, but this energy is trying to slow you down. And this card is actually the karma card to the card for New Orleans, 9 of clubs. So you're very laid back over in New Orleans too.
Before I get to Simon, what's interesting, New Orleans is ruled by the number 6. This is a 6 universal month. And one of the traits about 6s to the negative is they are slow. They will rush everybody out the door, and they're the last ones to get out the door themselves.
Okay. So we on point.
Now, Simon, you, my distinguished friend.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, loud and clear.
Man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? I think people need to focus on, really hitting up on that stshealing.com.
Yep.
And reminding you that we also are live streaming it. And the importance of and those that are going to attend, come to us and enjoy the presence of what we're doing from the 17th all the way to the 20th. Come on out. But if you can't make it because you're in England or Canada or the Caribbean, look, just go to stshealing.com. We got a treat for you. We're going to have a party. And one thing I learned from people like Gary Bird, Imhotep Gary Bird, is about the theatrics of the mind. So regardless if you are overseas or in the house with up, you're going to get a theatrical thought pattern going on, and that's going to open you up to many things that's going to happen. And I like what Aquarius Maximus said on Brother Rich's show last night, big up to Black Magic 360, about the underdog, because in Pythagorean system, the underdog adds up to 43, which is a 7. So this is a 7 year, and which is if the underdog is willing to come from the underground and shine this year, then they could become the dog star or the God star in this higher level of understanding who they are, because all of us at some level was an underdog, and all of us was a beginner in something. You know what I'm saying? Because usually the underdogs are the ones that open up, and or wasn't likely to win or be significant. I remember when Prince opened up, who was a number 7, opened up for Rick James back in the day, and they was fighting him hand and foot. They were fighting Prince down. But that underdog, a number 7, rose to the heights of who he is.
To the GOAT.
Exactly, one of the greatest, and played multiple instruments to prove himself. Even Rick had to start hating on him, and I don't like that, because Rick and I share the same life path, the same birthday, and I said, why you hating on Prince, man? So I understand, but thank you for that message yesterday, because in the Pythagorean system, the underdog adds up to a number 36, which is a 9. So in your law of attraction, the 9 in the 36, which is in the Pythagorean system, the Chaldean system, the 9 is reminding you that you have to be assertive and finish what you start. But when you're attracting something, be ready to keep what you're attracting. You can't just say, I'm a law of attraction energy. The 7 is a law of attraction, and you're not ready to hold it. You're not ready to keep it for yourself, spiritually and physically. So underdogs stand up. That's why I did on my IG and Ree broadcasted on my YouTube today about the rise of the underdog. Thanks to Aquarius Maximus and what she said.
It's interesting what you said about the 7 too, because this is being a 7 of Hearts year, which 7 of Hearts are very attractive. They attract the energy.
Yes.
And then they have a 9 of Spades in Saturn. So you said they got to attract it and be able to keep it. That's the struggle. Yeah. The struggle is getting it and keeping it for a 7 of Hearts as well. So it's all on point.
It's all on point.
And you know how I see it numerically, 7 is that kind of cycle where things that are underneath come to the surface.
Come to light. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's going to be an eye opener all around. And one of the things that we agree, which I think which I'm happily as a group to announce, is the fact that there will be live streaming involved now.
Right. And you know what's so funny, Lloyd? You remember the new movie, the Clone Tyrone? They clone Tyrone.
Oh yeah, that was with
Jamie Foxx. Right.
Yep.
Tyrone in the Pythagorean is a number 7. So for it to come out, the word Tyrone and the Pythagorean adds up to 34, which is a 7. So for it to come out and then talk about revealing secrets in that movie was also very powerful to me. Yeah. And you remember, that's one of my middle names, and I hated Tyrone.
Get out of here! Your middle name is Tyrone.
Yeah, that's one. Tyrone, because it adds up to a number 6 in the Chaldean, and then I realized my mother's a Libra, who Libra is connected to the 6, and my father's a Libra, my mother's a Taurus. Both of them connected to the number 6.
But they both connect to Venus.
And they named me Tyrone. That was one.
Well, I tell you this, from my end, I am very excited. I'm going to share. My whole thing is about relationships, but and it's not so much in the sense of boyfriend, girlfriend, best mates. It's about the relationship with yourself. Because I've often said on this show, you can run from everybody, but you cannot run from yourself. Now, you can try it as much as you can. I guess the only thing you can do is take some medication, but still in all, if you finally settle down, you still got to come back to yourself. And so once you know how to deal with yourself, everything else comes in the relationships you have, whether they're personal, intimate, close, business, neighborly, whatever the case is, family members, whatever. So, Jacquie, you want to explain about the, first of all, let me put this up for those that will, and as you see, the Circle of Consciousness retreat, it will be live on Zoom. All righty. So that is one of the latest additions we have. Jacquie?
Sure. Can you bring up the screen for me, please?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So, beautiful people, when you come to stshealing.com, this is the site where we come to register. And of course, you are clicking on find out more. And this is where you're able to make your payment. And as Lloyd just said, we are adding that third possibility to have a virtual live streaming so you can view everything live and in color on the 18th and the 19th as it's happening. So when you click on make your payment, you have this third option. So just wanted to go through this with you all. We still ask that you come out. If you can come out to New Orleans, that would be ideal to be in the energy with us all.
Yep.
And you're staying in the hotel, this is the cost of the hotel. If you are in the New Orleans area, if you have family that you're staying by or you're already there at a different location, you can pay the conference no hotel fee. So a lot of people have been emailing and calling me and asking me if I'm in the area but not in the hotel, can I pay the conference no hotel, the $7.99? Yes, you absolutely can. So that is an option as well. And then if you can't make it at all due to travel constraints or financial constraints, whatever the constraints may be, you got the live stream that is added today. So please come. You have three options. No excuse for you to miss this. And we are incentivizing this for you too. So we'll be offering some free goodies, and I'll let people explain what they'll be offering as a package deal with this. But register for the $2.99 package live Zoom, and you'll get a mini consultation with myself as well as others. I'll let people describe what they want to do and how they're going to offer it. But we are here to give you all of the options. So you can't say, you know what, I heard about this, but I didn't have the opportunity to register. I didn't know. We have it right here for you all. If you have any questions, you can also email us as well. I know I've been getting a lot of emails, but this is as clear as I can make it for you all. So hopefully we see you there one way or the other.
Yep. Well, that is the whole point of doing this. So there is no excuse. We would prefer you live and in person. Let there be no question about it. We know
Absolutely.
there are resource considerations, financial considerations, other things like that. But we wanted to make it, and which is why we all came up collectively with, okay, let's maybe for those that can't get here, because I also have passed on information to the group about people asking, can we see it live or, on Zoom or things of that nature? Because of the technology now, it's, if you can't be there, then people can, the next best thing is to see it on the screen. But even if you're seeing it on the screen, there's nothing like being there. I remember when I went to Egypt, seeing the pyramids on a screen in a book, but seeing it live, it's a whole different energy. And
It
so this
is.
we want you to experience live if possible.
I wanted to say too, being in New Orleans is just a special flavor. If you haven't gone to New Orleans, like you have to definitely come and visit because there's nothing like the culture, like the food, like the experience. The air is different. And you get out there and you just feel more magical. It's definitely an experience that is hard to put into words because it's unique for every individual, but it's still special in its own way. And so it's great to come out to New Orleans just to be a part of the culture, the history, the people. They love to have visitors. They are just very friendly people. And coming out and just experiencing the culture, the jazz culture, the food culture. So it's not just about us learning in that space and being in the hotel space. We are going out. And so you have the opportunity to go out with us by yourself, however you choose to travel. But just experiencing that vibe is very important, just as part of your spiritual and magical anointing, if you will. Just getting that energy is great for the soul.
Now, and we've also have a well-planned itinerary each day that should keep you engaged and engrossed. And me, I plan to be, although mine is not until the last day of the presentation, but I tend to have a front row seat to see all four of these masters in their respective fields and learn. Because as long as I've been doing what I've been doing, as long as Simon's been doing what he's been doing, and the rest of us, we can all learn from each other. So imagine us as experts in our field learning from each other. Imagine you being in that experience too. So whether you can be there live in person or by the tele electronics of things by Zoom or whatever the case is, we would rather you there, and so you can really see and experience this. Now, any questions from any of you? Because we're gonna open up and see what some of the comments that maybe you have questions for us regarding the event. I don't know whether we're gonna get into readings per se, but to answer some questions about maybe something we never thought about before, and I'm gonna do that. Well, Neena, let me ask you this too.
Mm-hmm.
You have been doing this quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
How did you start?
I started with became a student of astrology when I was 14. And then later on, my dad introduced me to you. Somewhere in my 20s, used to be on the radio, and my dad used to listen to you every day. And
right.
he introduced me to you and to the numbers. I got your book and all that kind of good stuff. And then the next thing was the cards of destiny, and then cardiology. So it's been a transition, and that's what life is about, right? It's about seeking knowledge and understanding and stuff like that, and then being able to use them all together. So everything just comes together so well. And I like to tell, my students and everybody that something, that's the beginning for you to build on, right? Because we all know something about one of these sciences, something like, somebody's sign, or people always say my life path is this. That's where we can build from that foundation. And you learn the language, because it's a language that we're speaking, right? It's like we're learning to decode things. So yeah, it's been a very good journey for sure.
Well, I tell you, and you, Aquarius Maximus.
Yeah, it's interesting because I used to hear you too, and you were like a superhero. Like I was like, what are like the whole numbers and the whole thing? So to me, it was like some like comic book kind of superhero kind of thing, and I mean I knew it was real, but it's like you don't like it's just above and beyond real, very performative, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? So, that, but I've been into astrology for a long time too, like at least for as long as I can remember. But I actually I got deeper into cardiology it's been about 16 years, I guess. I had my first reading. And you might know her, a sister named Adama, right? And she had a radio show as well. Adama Speaks, you know. So I had a reading with her, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, like you can get all of that from the playing card. So it was a wrap for me. From there, it was down the rabbit hole. But I started doing, even during that time, I was doing psychic readings and doing a lot more psychic stuff. And my godmother is really mad at me right now because she's like, you're a psychic. You don't need any of that stuff. That's what she would say. And I was like, no, the cards. So she was just protesting the cards so badly, and I was like, but I like the fact that I have something to pass on to somebody that they can instantly go and start researching and learning from. Like that's meaningful to me. And then also, I like the fact that you're just not taking my word for it. Like you can really go investigate this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you something just to take my word for it. I want you to be able to investigate it. So that's why, the cards were to me like a scientific blueprint that you could go and you can investigate this and go down the rabbit hole. Because these cards are addictive. I know you're going to go down the rabbit hole. If you liked what I told you, then you're going to go down the rabbit hole yourself. So, so that's what I loved about it. I want to be able to impart people with the tools to walk away from, and I felt like when I first got in this, I learned the destiny cards and stuff like that, but I felt like there was something missing. It was like we're only being told a little bit of this, that's what I felt. So a lot of information started coming up and out of me, and I just started sharing it, and I started, recording it, started doing it on social media. And the biggest thing for me was the karma, like the card of the day, the energy of the day. Like there is a unique signature in every day that we can actually encapsulate like data and do something with that information, and predict and stuff like that. So it satisfies my logical, technical, codey, geeky brain as well. And that's why I love it too, because it satisfies my geeky side.
Well, I can tell you this, and you're good at it. Simon, what about you, buddy?
Well, Lloyd, you were the catechist, of course. But I remember, like I said before, my grandmother, she used to remember everyone's birthday and was able to send cards to people's houses and reach. She always had the big stack of cards. And she knew everybody's birthday. And she was born master number 22, June 22nd. So she always remembered people. And I was so amazed that they would always reach there on time, because she'll call them and then they'll call her and say, reach right before my birthday or on my birthday or whatever. And then going into the, 5% and the Ansars, everybody in the Nation of Islam, all of them was teaching numbers also. But it's when I left the Ansars in 88, after he taught us about the number 19 and all that on Bushwick Ave, and then in 88, and then listening to you on LIB BLS with Gary Bird, Imhotep Gary Bird, and then I called in on my birthday, I think in 89 on February 1st, and that was it. Boom. That just carried me over the fun. And it wasn't Lloyd's book I got first. I got Helen Hitchcock's book first, because I started studying prior to getting yours, because I was into the numbers. And then when I heard you on Gary Bird's show back in the day, that's what carried me over the hump. And there it is. Since then, 89.
You can tell I've been doing this a minute.
Yes, sir.
Jacquii, what about you, dear?
Pretty similar to everybody else. Of course, you are the gateway drug, right? Everybody has to hear you and be like, oh, I'm so in love with Lloyd. But I started getting involved in the metaphysical when I was a child, reading books by Lois Duncan, getting involved in astral travel. She wrote a lot of books about astral travel, Indian culture. I was always picking books out the library about either witchcraft or Yoruba or anything with psychology, and putting them all together at like 8 and 9 and 10. So people definitely thought that I was out there. But when you came, you kind of put things into context. And what I love, what Aquarius was saying, is that these sciences are just that. They're reliable, they're relatable, and they are proven. And so every time that you do it, you're going to get the same result. And that's needed right now, because people will say what we're doing is hocus pocus, and it's not. Every time you try it, you get the exact answer. It is a perfect science. And so we need that to not really validate what we do, because we know it's real, but to establish that this is something that you can take in any environment and apply it to, especially for people who are in the professional environment and feel as though these sciences are beneath them. I have plenty of friends and people who are still in corporate America who are struggling in their positions because they don't understand strategy. They don't understand the players who are around them. They don't understand the energy of the day. They don't understand the energy of the people's birthdays or their names, to know strengths and weaknesses, how to play people with you, against you, like how to really map out the full story. And so this is not just about you navigating your personal life. This is about you navigating your professional life as well. And so when we say come and learn these sciences, you have 5 masters in the room, 5 superheroes coming together, forming like the X-Men, right?
And
coming together to really Voltron, right? To connect, to give you this information that you can use it in any capacity. I mean, even the topics that we're covering is magnificent. From finances to mental health to relationships with yourself and with others to manifestation, understanding how to use all of these things. By the time as you leave, you have the full, complete toolkit.
That's right.
To apply to any aspect of your life. Like you couldn't ask for anything more. Like this is like the perfect gumbo coming together in New Orleans, right? Seasoned nicely, right? Yeah, seasoned nicely.
Everybody like their gumbo.
Seasoned nicely, just right? Just the right little bit of. We got some Jamaican, we got some Trini, we got some Bajan, we got some Brooklyn, we got some Harlem.
No question.
I made some good cook up. Yes. And you know what's so funny? It's no longer a theory, it's a theorem. It's no longer a theory. It's a theorem because it's been proven, and any basic form of proving anything with science is repeatable, repetitive, observable, measurable, and then it's teachable.
And they call it the scientific method.
Yeah,
Every
it's called
time
a
you do
scientific
something,
method.
it is
They
a
have to-
scientific method.
It's
Although
always there.
sometimes when they come to what we do in
Right.
this session of the family, they say it is a pseudoscience. No,
Yeah.
you cannot have it both ways. It is a
Right.
science. It is an ancient,
Right.
science on top of that too.
That's right.
I do have somebody, and they said they're in Canada. They said they would love to be there, but they can't make it. Can you?
Live stream.
Yeah. So would anybody like to talk to her? First of all, she's on the 8th of March. So what card would she be, folks? And I guess you, Jacquie, you can tell what pinnacle they're in because you're the pinnacle specialist.
March 8th makes her
March 8th, 1978. So she's 40,
March 8th.
44, 45.
Two of Spades. March 8th.
Yes.
The Two of Spades. So, and so she needs to be putting herself out there because the United States is displacing the Two of Spades. So when the United States is like the big umbrella over us all. So think of that as the world, like the 10th house in astrology, right? Mm-hmm. So if the United States has one of your cards, that means that the sun is shining on you in some areas. You have the ability to gain, some type of public presence, in some area. And in this particular area, the United States is actually in her house, right? So that makes her the expert on how to be her, right? So her card is about working together. It's about friendships. It's about how to work with people who are difficult. She could be coaching and mentoring people on that. She could have any word she has to say with her own experience, people are going to take to heart, right? So they're going to listen to what she has to say because she has the formula to what she has the answer to what woes us this year. She has the answers, So, and the thing with the Two of Spades is a lot of times they get to a point where they get kind of fed up. You know what I mean? Because they're related to the Six of Spades, so that's a slow energy. So sometimes they gotta wait. You're talking about underdog. Like sometimes they gotta wait for their big blessing that they want, right? So they may get to the point where their lesson that they're learning is they got their hands up in the air about something that didn't happen for them, but now is your time to make it happen. Like now is the time. This is your value proposition. Now you have something to offer and people can give something to you that you want.
And next week for her, I want her to pay close attention to next week, right? The week starts on Thursday in the United States, but her Venus card is the Six of Spades. And next week is going to be the reward. So the Pluto card is the Eight of Clubs, which is the card of the Black woman. So next week, there are going to be some powerful Black woman front and center, right? It's going to be something that Six of Spades is about timing, right? And so it slows things down for you to discover yourself. So next week, I want her to pay close attention because there could have been something that she did in the past that next week will come back to her that she'll revisit or something. But next week is a very powerful week for her, and it's going to be a powerful week for all of us because that Jack of Diamonds, it also has a Six of Spades in his hand. So next week, it being a reward, we're going to, and with these sciences, they can be subtle. But if you're doing the work and you're tuned into them, you pick up on them. They're not normally going to be abrupt, but they're the subtleties, especially with a six. So next week, I want her to pay attention because there's something she's going to discover.
Jacquie, what pinnacle would she be in?
So she's in her third pinnacle cycle, and she has an 8 pinnacle lesson and a 4 pinnacle challenge. And actually, this is her last year in this cycle. So with that 8 lesson, she was here to learn how to be the executive. This was a time when she was making a lot of money, but banking that money was important because when you have that 8 energy, we get fixated on the fact that we're attracting the money, but budgeting that money and knowing how to manage it perfectly is the key to this number, this energy. And so with this 8 energy, she was tasked with knowing how to build businesses, knowing how to build her finances, but also with the 4 challenge, knowing how to use her resources wisely. Because the 4 is forcing you to be disciplined, have routine, have structure, and also not wasting the money that you earn. And so if she was banking it, investing it, that was a smart thing to do because she's going to be in a 4 challenge for the remainder of her life. So she has to learn that she can't waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not. She has to be able to use what she has, invest it wisely. Whatever she puts in as far as effort is what she gets back. She also has to watch her mood swings because she's in a 9 personal year. 9 is a health number, and she's an 8. And so 8s often suffer from despondency. And so this may be a year with the 9 completions, things coming to an end, people leaving your life, suffering from loss, whether it be through loss of a relationship or loss by death, or even the death of self. Because as you're going from this pinnacle cycle into a next one, a part of you is dying off for a new part of you to be born. And so she will be going into her 4th pinnacle lesson and the last one next year because she's 45. And so this is a rebirth year for her. So she is technically being reborn right now. And so she's going to start with a 1 cycle. And 1 is all about taking charge, finding her own conviction, finding her own voice, pushing forward. If that money that you earned for the last 9 years was for you to start your own business, now would be the time for you to do that and really stand strong and firm behind what it is that you want to do, because that 1 is saying you have to follow your own mind. But again, starting a business is costly, so know how you're going to manage your resources with that 4 challenge. That 4 is going to force you to really form a very close relationship with your finances. If you don't mind your money is not going to mind you.
Simon, what is your assessment?
Well, she needs to trust her spirit a little more. And especially because of her alignment number, which is known as the first pinnacle. But what she has to also learn to do is forgive and let go of things that has happened in her past, especially with elders in her family, because people born under that 8 frequency and then that alignment number 11, that 3 plus that 8, that 11, that is an insightful number, but they had to be very mindful of people who deceive them in the early portions of their life. But also they need to forgive. I'm not telling you go kiss nobody's backside, but forgiveness is for yourself. Letting go and releasing, because sometimes we know 8 can be in the thought patterns of being lonely and thinking that they're all by themselves. And because they're loyal to a fault and her life path is a 9, it's not just finishing what she started, but always thinking on a higher vibratory level to accomplish a grander thing for humanity and serving the greater good through money and finance, but also insight. Just like 8s are here to also leave that legacy, just like the person that just died recently. She was born December 8th. The first thing she told her child to do, or her children to do, contact the lawyer and the accountant, not the hospital.
That's what Sinead O'Connor.
She told them to contact.
She wasn't joking.
December 8th. She born December 8th, and both of them share a similar frequency because December is 12, which is a 3, then the 8, and then she's born. So she always legacy that will lead into the dynasty that can live into infinity is going to be very important. But you have to be like the Sankofa bird. As you're moving forward, fetch from the past and bring it
karma.
And bring it,
karma. You know, that's interesting about that 8, because it was definitely went right after Sinead O'Connor died.
Yeah.
There was specific instructions. Don't call the record label, call her accountant. Okay, that's it. Call them first.
I'll drink to that.
But you know, let me say this. I'm sitting here watching all 4 of you demonstrate, and let me tell you, young lady, Salika, you are very fortunate to get 4 readings from 4 different angles of this. So imagine all of those who will be there. Imagine all of those that we will teach you how to do these things, to experience how to do these things. This is amazing. So I'm going to put my little 2 cents in too. Salika, it tells me that one of your parents was either a Taurus or Libra, or born on the 3rd or the 6th, the 12th or the 15th, the 21st, the 24th or the 30th of the month. It tells me that in the course of what your name suggests, that money, gifts, and favors will always come to you in some way, shape, or form, because metaphysically it adds to the compound number 15, which is the devil card in the tarot. And it also denotes that with this name, you would have done well in the arts, especially when you were young coming up. Thought you might have been a singer, artist, painter, designer, actress, whatever the case is. You would have also done well in areas connected with business, law, medicine, real estate, banking, and in the end, it indicates that you would be of service to somebody, whether a teacher, social worker, counselor, life coach, personal trainer, always a work in progress, always like to go to school, very creative in your approach to things. You always do it with a sense of humor, whatever the case is. And yet, as your capstone in your name says, you always ended on a note of honesty and truth. Imagine everybody getting, I'm telling you, folks, you'll need to be here. I can't drag you, but you'll need to be here. That's all I can tell you.
I'm so impressed. I can't wait to sit there. Like Lloyd said, I'm just going to be sitting there taking notes, right?
And I know y'all, and I'm going to be right in the front row, okay? That's, I mean, seriously. And I'm saying, Salika, thank you so much for the cash in. Thank you for letting us demonstrate that. Now, let me say this.
I'll be in the back row. I'll be in the back row because I like to be security. I like to watch what's happening. So my mind is still security wherever I am. So I like to watch the door, make sure we all right inside there. That's just my mentality.
Well, I tell you this. Now, this person said they were 4 of diamonds born on the Sunday. And interestingly enough,
today is a 4 of diamonds day.
Wow. And they happen to be born on the 17th. Which is
that's my son's birthday.
Yeah, that's interesting. What I can tell her is that I'm pretty sure she's had a life where she's been challenged by authority and she don't like it. That's the thing about when you look at the cards, you look at the karmas, and her challenging karma cards are 5 of spades, and spades represent elders, and 5 represents communication. So her challenge, from her past life, is to learn to be more, teachable, more coachable, to be able to, to sit with the elders, something that, and then we look at it, the most powerful is it has a King of Spades in Pluto. So that means that when you go out, you're going to be tested. The King of Spades is the guard card. It's the elder. I looked at today is the football player. What's his name's birthday? He played for the Falcons. What's his name?
With the dogs,
He played for the Falcons. He's now that big coach that they've taken. He's in the football. Y'all know who he is. But he has the way he commands with that King of Spades. And, he's loved by everybody. That King of Spades in Pluto, if you know how to use that card, because the King of Spades has 52 cards in it. So he is. I just watched. Today is his birthday. Y'all know who he is. He plays for the Falcons.
It's Mike Vick. It's Mike
Deion. Yes.
Deion Sanders. Oh, okay. Today's his birthday. Okay.
He is. If you want to watch a 4 diamonds, he is somebody.
Today is Baba Heru's birthday too. Baba Heru's birthday.
He's such a showman. So I can say for Teresa that her challenges, she definitely has a she's not a young person, 66, which is good. But her young life, the Queen of Hearts is her Saturn card. So definitely having that 4 diamonds has that, those mommy wounds, those issues with that. So definitely a powerful card that does not get enough press because it's it's Neptunian. So a lot of times the cards that are sitting in Neptune we don't pay a lot of attention to, but the 4 diamonds, they are very powerful people.
So this year begins a period where what we kind of call the ascension period to success, because you're displacing the 10 of clubs. So that means that doors are opening for you. But doors opening for you ain't going to mean anything if you're not out there walking through them, So this is your opportunity to begin to be seen, to take your ideas to be taken seriously, for people to invest in you, all of that stuff. Like, this is considered to be a really great 5 to 7 year period for you, right? But you got a King of Spades in Venus this year, which is your lifetime Pluto, right? So during your lifetime, you may have tried to get through to important people to support you on various different levels. Now it's like really easy. Now it's just a matter of you showing up, and people are going to want to partner with you. People are going to want to do things that you want to do. But you do have a 9 of clubs in Mars this year. So, and you got a 2 of hearts following that. So there may be some disappointment, you know, in the relationship department. There's always disappointment in the relationship department for diamonds. However, you have a 2 of hearts in Jupiter, so you can find a greater passion by allowing yourself to expand, to leave your 4 corners, to do some traveling and stuff like that. And you have a 6 of diamonds in Saturn this year. And we were talking about the 6 of diamonds. That's the card of retirement. So I don't know if you just retired or you're thinking about retiring or whatever, but Spirit is trying to get you to retire. Like Spirit is trying to get you to focus on you. And retirement is really about leaving behind what they force you to do, like what you think you're supposed to do, your obligation to society. This is now a time for you to think about what is your obligation to yourself. You know, what can you be doing for you? This is your time to really put yourself ahead. And you have a 9 of spades in Pluto. So you got 2 9s. So it's literally about getting rid of anything that's sucking you dry. Like it's gone, anything toxic, you know, because anything toxic this year can make you sick, having a 9 of spades in Pluto. So, you know, we're talking about coming up on Scorpio season with this 9 of spades. By then, you should be sick and tired of being sick and tired of whomever. They're gone. They're out your life, or whatever is out your life, because now it's time for you to relive your life. You got a 3 of hearts reward, and that's like being reborn. That's the fountain of youth. You know what I mean? So you have an opportunity to go through a rebirth where you get back to your inner child and get back in alignment with what it is that you want to do in life.
All right. Well, here's what that is it. We have, by the way, the first person we read, they said that was amazing. Thanks so much to the crew. All righty. That's what she said. That was her response to that did the donation. So I appreciate that. So we got about 10 minutes left. I want to showcase each of my guests of the Live with Lloyd family. And we're going to start with Neena. We're going to start with the banners, how people can get in touch. Also, and you know what's interesting? Every single one on this panel are authors. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. Not that we mean to be. It just happens that we are. That should also add to the scholarly knowledge of what we will bring to the table, as they like to say nowadays. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I think this is very important. So, Neena, let's start with you. This is you. She's a Kadala, the teacher, author. How do you say the university? Leveine University? Mm-hmm. Is that how?
I took the E off, making it fancy.
Okay.
It's Leveine.
It's Leveine. It's not 11.
Yeah, I took the E off.
As long as they get it right.
That's the Southern slang.
And the email is diamond857@gmail.com. I just want to make sure everybody got the exact information to get in touch with the exact person that was on here. Her YouTube channel is Diamond8. And her IG, of course, is Diamond/8. She's Clubhouse.
Underscore. It's underscore. It's Diamond underscore.
Okay,
8.
I will make that correction. Yeah. Thank you. 11. And you're in Clubhouse Monday through Sunday. What's the time? I didn't get the time. I should have gotten the time before I put this up.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm freelancing right now.
Okay. Okay. Now, but let's freelance to your Cash App too. That's $Saturn 796.
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, for those of you, this is Neena Diamond's book. Let me move this banner out the way a second. Whoops. What did I do? Okay. And this is her book, Cardology book. Now, I think this is available on Amazon. Is that correct?
And on my website. It's on sale on my website.
All right. And in addition, what people don't know is that you're going to be giving a giveaway on that weekend.
Yes.
Can you tell us about this giveaway?
Well, this is a cheat sheet. It's everything that we talk about pretty much comes from here. We have the pure spread, we have the life spread, we have the birthday, and then we have the solar values. Now, this is poster size, so this is for your wall. So when you are when you're in Clubhouse or wherever you are, you can look over at this. This is what I have. So that's what I call the cheat sheet.
Okay. All right. So now that we did that, Aquarius Maximus, you are next, young lady. Okay. And
I have a new app out, the E King AI, and I mean it is like, I mean, I can't even describe it. Like if you want to have your personal spiritual advisor at your hand, you want to get that app.
Hold on,
Literally, I
let
use it
me
about.
let me put that up because I wanted to. Well, I'll put it up now so people can see it. I don't want nothing blocking it. This
Yeah.
is it. This is your baby, your newest baby, I Ching
Yeah.
AI. I never
Yeah.
seen anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I use it about 10 to 15 times a day.
And it's yours, right?
And I'm getting other people strung out on it too, because they're asking it questions and stuff like that. But the E King has always been a go-to for getting that higher sensible advice that you want to get on something.
Yeah,
But
because it's an ancient form of divination. Very
right,
ancient.
exactly. But the difficulty is, you run into different translations that could be kind of confusing. Like, okay, well, how do I apply this to my situation? Well, this gives you the exact translation or the exact application to what your situation is. So there is no trying to figure it out. Like your questions will be answered. And you can get specific, literally, because this is conversational AI. So you can say names, you can say this, you can say that, and it's going to come back at you with the answer with that E King, and it's also going to interpret it to you. Now, this version of the E King, I've left the E King intact, so it does tell you the hexagrams, the lines, and stuff like that. But I actually plan on doing some in the future that doesn't have any of that. If you just want to have just the answer and that's it,
No, I like seeing how it's laid out. For those
yeah.
really and this I Ching, it's like seeing how it's all laid out.
Yeah, how it's all moving. That's like
Yeah.
super duper duper important. So, so you can get it. It's I mean, it's well worth it. I definitely, I've owned an E King app for a very long time that I use. And now I don't use that anymore.
Well, listen, and this is the address where you get it. So
yes.
please.
Oh, wait a minute. That's spelled wrong. You got E King, E Ching. It's ICHING AI.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me make the correction right now.
Yeah, it's E King AI. Yeah, E Ching.
You know what? I already have it on here. It's let me see. Do I have enough room?
I can drop it in the chat too.
Yeah, can you drop it in the private chat so
yeah,
I can?
I'm dropping it in. Oh, I was dropping it in the comments. This is it right here, and you can use this bit.ly/E King AI. There you go.
Okay. Let me do this, and I'm going to put it in your banner, and I think that should do it.
Yeah, there we go. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Let me save it. Now this is it. So please get it down. This is it, right?
Yes. Yeah. E King AI.
Okay. My apologies on that one.
No problem.
All righty. All right. So this is how you get in touch with her. She has her PayPal. She has her Venmo. She has her contact number 470-422.
Actually, that's not my PayPal. That's my Cash App.
Your Cash App.
Yeah, we got so much stuff up there. That's my Cash App, Mystic Cards.
I got to be honest. I was so busy trying to put all the components because all of y'all have so many individual things going.
I know.
And so that's her Cash App, not her PayPal, folks. Her Cash App. That's
my Cash App.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do this now too. Let me get this straight. I've come a long way, believe me. With doing this.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Simon, I got to tell you, man, I've learned a lot from you.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
I will give you your props on that one. Okay, let's see. I think this is now right? Cash App.
Yep.
All right, so everybody get it straight. Y'all take a camera, just
screenshot.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Same thing. That's what I'm going to say. Screenshot.
We from the same place. I got you, Lloyd.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. We got And by the way, she is also the author of this book that's also available on Amazon, King Cardology. That's bad. You go with your bad self, Aquarius Maximus.
And she got Queen too. I think you got Queen also, right? She got Queen Cardology.
It's coming. It's coming.
Next? Okay. I got King.
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right. So next is the lady in the house here, which is Jacquii Leveine. And this is
drum roll.
I'll beat the drum roll.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
Can I say something real quick? I actually have 2 more books
Yes.
out. I got AI, a book on AI, and I have a book on crypto. So you can get that. You can see that.
Are they both available on
Amazon
under your name, Aquarius Maximus?
Under Tavana Evans. That's
Tavana
my
Evans.
That's the business name.
Yeah.
that's the King of Diamonds.
Well, let me
Right?
get that down. I want to make sure I get it.
There you go. That's the King of Diamonds.
Tevona Evans. All right. Okay. Good.
The Evans family.
All right. Now for Jacquii.
Yes.
Let's see. There we go. Jacquii Leveine, astronumerologist, author, singer, teacher. I think she has a performance coming up after New Orleans, but we ain't gonna go there.
Oh, you performing in New Orleans?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm performing in Governor's Island. I might if we decide we're going to go out and do something in
A karaoke environment, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We all got some background in music or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, there's no question.
I got a
about
background in listening to it.
Oh, really? Shower
that's
music.
The best. That's the best with open ears. So her website is jazzaphrodite.com. Her IG is jazz.aphrodite. Her podcast is Empress High Council. I understand you added also an emperor to it too now.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, we have. We have an emperor at the table. We wanted to have both voices represented. So yeah.
I know that must be something else with him sitting with 3 beautiful empresses.
Yeah, he's a king of clubs, so you know it's something else.
And Cash App and Venmo is one and the same, Jazz Aphrodite, and paypal.me at /Jazz Aphrodite. Did I have that correct?
Yep, everything is Jazz Aphrodite for me. Yep.
All right. So now, let me say this too, that for her, this is the book that Simon, them people that they did your show, you need to reach out to them and tell them they need to make this into a story. This will be so juicy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cast of characters and stuff like that.
Yes.
And this is her first book, Knocking from the Inside, where she actually, from what she described at the Clubhouse and to our audience before, took a 9-year journey documenting her cycles of from 1 to 9 of how things was happening. I mean, it was engrossing. I mean, just really great. And this is her second book too. Numbers Decoded, Cards Unfolded. I think you're sold out right now.
Yeah, sold out with that one right now, but you can order it on back order. So please do order it on back order because I'll make the order as soon as I get back. Because these things,
once you get back order,
to make.
It's called the back order. Once you get back order,
Yeah, when you get back, when you get back. But make sure
exactly, King Simon, you order it.
And I want all of y'all to buy all their books. Please support all my guests. They're very dynamic in their own way. And saving the best for last.
Before you go to King, before we go to King, real quick, can we just put up the website a little bit so I could just show?
Oh, yes.
One
Let's review that, please. Let's review that. Okay, good.
So we had asked earlier about the agenda and what's happening. Just to give you guys an overview of what's going to happen, I'll quickly run it down. It's on the website, so you can see it. So in case you miss anything, just go on and look at it. But first day, Aquarius Maximus opens up talking about money and cardology and decoding the science of money using the cards. Then at 12, we have lunch. And at 1, King Simon comes through talking about numbers and mental health, how to stay motivated with the numbers, but also what to look out for in terms of the numbers that kind of predict mental illness, mental dissatisfaction, mental wellness. And then at 3 o'clock to 5 p.m., we have Neena Diamond closing out the first day, talking about the supporting and challenging karma cards as it relates to the grand solar spreads. Then we come back for the second day, and Lloyd opens up talking about relationships with self-discovery with the numbers, lunch again. I come back with manifesting using the numbers in your name and looking at the cosmic cycles. And then we close out the day from 3 to 5:30-ish with the round table discussion where all 5 of us will be fielding and answering questions. So we have all of that here. We have the mixer at the top on Thursday and the tour at the bottom on Sunday. So learning in between and fun at the beginning and the end and in between as well. But it's all there on the site for you guys to see, explore, and don't forget also to click on make a payment so that you can choose one of your 3 options, whether you're attending in person at the hotel, staying somewhere else but being in New Orleans, or doing it from the live Zoom. So you have 3 options. No excuse to miss this. Come through, family.
Yeah, we expect there to be a nice turnout.
Yeah.
What was you saying, Neena?
I said good stuff. That was good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Now let me put up my buddy King Simon a second.
Gotta be there, people. Gotta be there. Gotta be there. Be there in New Orleans. Where we will teach the world. Yo, so y'all got to be. Yeah, I know y'all want to wave hands, sing Kumbaya. That sounds good, but let's have some fun. First of all, I want to say condolences to the late great Minister Clemson Brown from TAP.
Yeah, a Virgo.
My dear brother. Yeah, his brother. He's in his critical cycle before he passed. He was in a health cycle this year.
I know.
So big up to my brother Clemson Brown, TAP, who brought in and videotaped the Dr. Ben. Everybody y'all seen on there, that's TAP production, man, for Barashango, Dr. Ben, Francis Cresswells, and Dr. Clark, traveling with Dr. Ben. That's the largest collection called TAP. And I got to big him up. And also our martial arts general just fell too, passed on a transition. John Dinkins. He was born October 16. He used to be at the UAM with protecting Alton Maddox also. So we all was there, and these elders are now coming through on the Lions Gate that just passed. So big up to the Lions Gate that just opened up a vortex for people to go through.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So family, y'all need to go to my link tree / King Simon the New Motivator. And let's have some fun because we're going to have a good time. I'm telling you, y'all need to be there. It's going to be fun. If you think we fun now, y'all going to wait till we get to New Orleans, Wait till
when we all under the same roof live and stuff like that. Very exciting.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
I got to let them know, Simon, you are the master of what you do.
Yes,
this is numbers are simple, people are complicated. I told Simon to his face, I wish I'd have had that title because numbers are simple. It's them people. It's so complicated, okay? And his numeration, which is the for mental health and mental stability. And let me tell you right now, that is very important. And what Simon has not promoted, I'm going to have him back on to give a wonderful demonstration, is he developed some cards. These cards is like amazing. They are really, really amazing, Simon. The fact you did this, God bless you for this, man.
Well,
these guidance decks.
The last batch was like limited edition because I'm looking for a platform that can print on demand. I don't want it to send. I want it to be just sent out.
I'm glad I got limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition because I need those cards to just go. Even with the books, I don't even take books in no more. I just go Amazon or Lulu, handle that. Just keep it moving because we got to, carrying a lot of that stuff is hard. It's rough. So and I got things to do. So
no, you busy. No, I hear you. You busy.
We's busy. We's busy.
I rarely put mine up. I'm going to put mine up. This is mine. Okay, Lloyd Strayhorn, National Numerologist, author.
Yes.
Lloyd-Strayhorn.com or star8.com. I gotta, you know me, Simon. I always give you props, and the beautiful lady sitting next to you on your right, I gotta give her props too.
Yes,
when people go to, in fact, my classes are on sale. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute.
Right.
But the 3 Learn from Lloyd series was all designed by Jacquii Leveine, sitting right next to you.
That's right.
I got to give her props. My sister, thank you so much. You know how to make a man look good. That's all I could tell you. And, she also did the the website for star8.com.
Yeah.
So I tell people that if you want to see something classy with imaginative, and so with her workshop and teaching this, you can see why she is gifted what she does. So I have to give it to that. So please visit star8.com. I've learned how to use Linktree from Simon. What is Linktree? Who's he? I never heard of that. You know, so now I got Linktree/Numbers in You. That's where you post everything. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter and the online courses, and on my Facebook and is Numbers in You, and Twitter's Numbers in You and whatnot. And my Cash App is Numbers in You. I'm like Neena. I'm consistent. I'm like Jazz, consistent. We noticed. And Aquarius Maximus is the same way too.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and all of us are consistent.
Also, I want to thank Billy Carson for allowing me to be on his network and Forbidden Knowledge TV. We're going for another season by February.
I was going to give you your props and say congratulations on working on your next season.
Yeah. It's a beautiful. We had the Forbidden Knowledge Awards, and I'm going to be throwing on more people in the because I'm part of the committee now, so I can definitely help encourage more people and more of us to be in there as far as winners for different awards and stuff. It gave me an outstanding contribution for awards, and that was good. It's all crystal. It was all quartz crystal. He don't know where he got these things from, but all quartz crystal. And we was over there, and big up to Brother Rich for winning, and 19 Keys and Michael Beckwood that won. So it was a very good thing to see. And and it's about giving people their flowers. Like Lloyd, you always say, a man or woman should give a man or a woman their due.
Never be afraid to give another person their props. Never.
Yeah, Billy cried on the stage talking about that. He cried because he wanted to give people their due, because he's really in white, black, all of them. He's part of that whole community, especially UFOs. And we need more black folks that have a lot of black folks. I'm telling the audience, because a lot of black folks that has experience unidentified flying objects. Because some people have even been abducted, like Dr. Blair was abducted one time, and he spoke about it. So I'm now sending people that have been black that finally wants to talk about it, but they was afraid. And they're going over to Billy's people, Rod Martin and all of them, to talk about it, because they're going to be part of a documentary. If you have been abducted, contact me via the telephone number.
I'm going to refer you to Eugene Braxton. He had 3 near-death experiences. And in fact, one of the first couples that was kidnapped that was officially documented was an integrated couple. It was a black man and his white woman, white.
I remember that couple.
Yeah, that was all. And in fact, it was turned into a movie. With Ellen Burstyn and James Earl Jones.
Oh wow!
They played the characters in the movie. So it's official.
So they're gonna do that.
So I've given you all your props. Hold on. So I want to tell you that today is the last day my classes are on sale. If you see, they're all bestsellers and the highest rated. And in fact, the one that Jacquie and I collaborated on, Learn from Lloyd series, the Do's and Don'ts of Numerology, is now considered the highest rated, and I thank her. Also, for those, please get the app that, there you go. It's Meet a Star 8 and Master Yourself and Your Family and things like that. And by the way, for those of you who do have the app, I was told to log out and log back in, or go back to your Apple or Google Play Store, and you'll see an update. And so one of the things would be, if you, for example, here, I now have at the front of the main page, Lloyd's Daily Forecast. If you don't have that, that means you need to update it, okay? And also when you click on it, you go into the calendar, so you can pick. The green stars mean go, and the red stars mean I don't think so, okay? So you can kind of pick your days to choose. And this calendar is very helpful. In fact, the whole concept of the app as it evolved came out of this concept of the calendar that I've done for many years for business clients, okay? And you also receive notifications, like you'll see here, this was a double green star day. If it's a double red or double triple star red star day, it'll notify you, whatever the case is. And for anyone, this is the site that you go to see, to download, or if there are any glitches, because I'm about 85%. I'm not there yet, but there's still little glitches. So if so, please share it with us by going to a star8llc@gmail.com and leaving your comments, so that way I can send it to the developers. I've figured out a way to get everything to them at once, as against going back and forth with this. And it makes my life much easier too. All right. So I want to thank you. And by the way, please get the free monthly newsletter that I have for August to see what's in your stars for the month. my audiobook right there. As you see, I've been busy this year and my podcast, but then again, I'm a 7 and this is the year of the 7. So I would expect this. And by the way, one last thing, I've now become a member of TikTok. Boy, I'm getting a lot of responses. And in fact, I'm doing a mini version teaching astrology just for beginners on TikTok. So just go to TikTok and you'll see a mini version of the online classes that was designed. So that's in a nutshell. So I want to thank everybody very, very much.
Yes,
And
sir.
I can't wait to see y'all next week. This same time next week, we'll be hooking up. Okay.
Yes,
That's
we
it.
will.
Yes, we will.
And
That's right.
let me just say this as one more reminder too. Please, for those who can't physically make it this way. Sign up, go to stshealing.com and sign up for live. You see what the fee was for it. It's $2.99. And so you can be a part of it. We would love to physically have you in the house, but this is the next best thing. Okay. So no excuses, no excuses. All right. So imagine all 5 of us reading you from 5 different angles of life, like we did Salika. And she said it was amazing. Yeah. I was in awe looking at you, and I know y'all too. So, so that's all I'm saying. So all y'all have a blessed day, and I will
Thank you, Lord.
sign out. No, thank you very, very much. This was a real treat. This was a real treat. So everybody, y'all take good care of yourselves, and I will see you next week, as they say. Let me do something here. It's interesting. I see why people have producers and whatnot, because you got it. Well, everything becomes more automated. But Simon, you taught me a lot. I thank you. Everybody, love you, bless you, and see you very soon. Okay.
Thank you, Lord. Love you too.
Peace and love, love.
No, take care too.
Peace and love.